happened when Trump was banned on social media? I just want to study the effect. I want to study the effect of what one man can cause, because if you don't know already, in certain other countries that obviously I will not name right now because you can do this by yourself on Google, world leaders have done a thing, or very influential figures have done a thing where they have massive effect on social climates and racial activity based on what they say and what they purport about certain people. When Facebook and Twitter barred Donald J. Trump from their platforms after the Capitol riot in January, he lost direct access to his most powerful megaphones. On Friday, Facebook said that he's getting banned for 3 years. Since his ban, he has posted statements online far less often, but some of his statements have traveled just as far and wide on social networks. The reach of Trump's words before and after his ban from social media. Each circle represents a statement made by Mr. Trump. The size of a circle is determined by the number of likes and shares on the statement generated across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook on posts quoting it, including on Mr. Trump's own account before he was banned. Post quoting this Trump statement of second impeachment got 2 million likes and shares, even without, to all those that have asked, 2.5 mil. So he was a full bubble. Look at how much he talked. And the moment he was banned, it got so small. So you might wonder, based on a segment that I've done before about Facebook and how it reaches boomers and how people don't know how to discern certain information from like misinformation, you can see how spreading a net this wide could cause something like the January 6th insurrection. Therefore, if you want to make a conclusion about this that maybe you hadn't done on your own, you can say without a shadow of a doubt that it was Donald Trump's influence that incited the insurrection. You cannot deny that. The entire climate was fueled by, months of protests, months of people feeling like, oh, this is only for black people, oh, this, that, and the other. But like what really drove it home was the entire like beefing up of Antifa's burning down cities, go catch them, and they're stealing the election, the radical left and Antifa are taking everything. And if you think I'm lying about this, or for some strange reason you have that ideology, let me ask you this. What else is happening on social media that's reaffirming that it was the GOP who allowed that to saturate within the minds of other people? If you say, oh, I don't know, Marquise, why don't you tell us? GOP donor pages are still referencing the radical left steals elections. You're with Donald Trump and you're a patriot, or you sold out to socialism. It's threatening messages. You'd say, well, I'm smart enough. I'm not stupid enough to fall for that. Yeah, but there are people who... Marjorie Taylor Greene, we've covered her plenty of times here. She's making that bread off of that fear. Bread. It works. So we have to spend time now destabilizing that. The conversation, I'm sorry, has shifted from socioeconomic problems and how we can come together as a community to fix them, to now we have to unpack all of this and debunk all of this before we can even move on to like fixing the country. The New York Times examined Mr. Trump's nearly 1,600 social media posts from September 1st to January 8th. We tracked social media engagement before the ban. The social media posts with the median engagement generated 272,000 likes. After the ban, that went to 36,000. Yet 11 of his 89 statements after the ban attracted as many likes or shares as the median post before the ban, if not more. How does that happen? After the ban, just pretty much people picked them up. And you can see that how small CNN is, even as a footnote, with mixed politics, right-leaning and left-leaning accounts. And then as right-leaning accounts took over all of it. Breitbart, I Love My Freedom, Trending Politics, Jenna Ellis, if you don't know who this person is. Newsmax. The woman who said, if you're trying to cancel Christianity or apologize or recant my faith, on Christ, the solid rock I stand, and I'm proud to be an American. Hey, quick note, sorry that you have to hear me say this, but you don't have to be Christian to be... You don't have to be Christian to be... You don't have to be Christian to be an American, right? I hope we know that. I hope we got that. On February 16th, for instance, Mr. Trump derided Senator Mitch McConnell because of McConnell's unwillingness to back Mr. Trump's attempts to undermine the 2020 election. And a lot of left-leaning accounts. That's why, I hate when people say, oh, Facebook's banning me. They're silencing me because I'm a conservative. Here. Finally, I got it for you. This is the part you clip. The next 60 seconds, you're going to clip. If conservatives are complaining about being censored on social media, might it stand to have some issue with that statement? Because if that's the case, why is it that conservative media dominates in both engagement and conversational rhetoric, and not only real life politics and social economic issues, but on social media? The majority of the people that I find and come in contact with, or that I see get the most likes or have the most follows, is from conservative leaning accounts. Therefore, if conservatives starting getting targeted for the things that they're saying, maybe the things that they're saying are outside of the realm of conservatism, and they're leaning more towards racism, bigotry, and hatred. Therefore, they're blending these two in to have a better standing point for you to believe that your values and your ideologies are being attacked, when in actuality, you'd never go that far, but there are people who are going that far, and you're going to bat for them, not realizing they're using you as a stepping stone to land into something even more dangerous in this country, i.e. fascism, authoritarianism. That's why the left keeps knee-jerk reacting and saying, wow, these guys are fucking Nazis, because you act and you defend fucking Nazis. And when you get retweeted by people who support fucking Nazis, I'm able to consider you, well, I'm not a Nazi, but we should allow them to have, the freedom to think what they want. Then you're a fucking Nazi, bro. You're a fucking Nazi. That's it. It's over for you. Like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? What's happening right now? Anyway, the top shares on the right, according to Global Disinformation Index analysis, included Fox and Friends, Washington Examiner. The left, the top shares include the popular Facebook stage Stanley Mueller and the CNN journalist Jim Acosta. Many on the right shared the post while agreeing with it, while partisan pages on the left made fun of the intra-party fight. On the topic, one topic from Mr. Trump that has not spread far: claims of widespread election fraud. 22.1 million likes after the ban, 1.3 million likes. Disinformation researchers say the difference points to the enormous power social media's company have in curbing political misinformation if they choose to wield it. As the Trump case shows, deplatforming doesn't solve disinformation, but it does disrupt harmful networks and blunt the influence of harmful individuals. This commentary on the culture wars, boycott baseball, he praised Rush Limbaugh, border crisis, taxes. Now that Trump has lost both the Oval Office and his Twitter account, he's become kind of a digital leader in exile. Mr. Boogie said, Mr. Trump's supporters can refer to his statements to buttress their arguments, but he's not directly driving the agenda in the way he once was. So to wrap this up, it is important for us to really think about why, who, what, when, and where people share certain types of information. And more importantly, always hit them with the meme at the end. What do you mean by that? Because I think that the problem that we have when we have these conversations is that we know for a fact that they're starting from a point of disinformation. They're starting from a point of like a weak centerfold on why they have these beliefs, and they're holding on to straws, grasping, literally. And they feel like they're getting denied the chance to speak because they don't understand that their position is also being upheld by people who don't have the same moralistic standards as them. Therefore, it turns them into rabid machines of, well, all the leftists that I know say that this is fake, but all the right people on the right that I know, my friends, my conservative friends, they say, oh yeah, this shit is real. Therefore, somebody's lying, and I'm more willing to believe my friends that stick up for what's right because they all have the spirit of being a patriot, while these left-leaning people say America is bad. They phrase it as a culture war because they don't know how to defend it outside of that, and it fucks with their head. It makes them, Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you like this video, please do me a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit that bell. We upload daily. I'm getting on it, don't worry. But you're going to enjoy the content, and I hope that you stick around.